Hi, I'm Claudia Cornett, here at the Beaufort Library with the fifth speaker in the 31st annual Book Sandwiched In Book Talk series, sponsored by the Friends of the Library. Before moving to the Low Country, my guest, Marilyn Harris, mined her background as a professional educator to attain positions in both the executive and legislative branches of the U.S. government, including the Department of Defense and the House of Representatives. And then she traveled the world as an investigator for Congress until 3 years ago, when she retired to the Low Country. And she now continues to volunteer and to also do a little bit of photography and to do independent consulting. On February 11th, however, Marilyn is going to take the stage at USCB's Center for the Arts, and she'll be presenting John Meacham's 2018 book, The Soul of America, The Battle for Our Better Angels. And so we all know that Meacham is a Pulitzer Prize-winning biographer, but this is not a biography. So Marilyn, what is it and why did you choose this book?
Well, John Meacham himself says that he wrote the book after the events of Charlottesville, University of Virginia, where the protester Heather Heyer was killed. The counter-protester Heather Heyer was killed. My belief is that John Meacham wrote the book because he wanted to feel better. I read the book because I wanted to feel better. So the title, The Soul of America, The Battle for Our Better Angels, it comes from Abraham Lincoln's inauguration address. What you get out of the title is, first of all, that John Meacham believes that America has a soul, that the ethos of America is soulful, and because it has a soul, it has the capacity for good as well as bad.
So there are better angels, but if there are better angels, there must be lesser angels too.
Correct, yes.
So where does that take us in the book?
Well, John Meacham takes us to some really dark places in American history and reminds us that even in Camelot, things weren't perfect. Mm. He reminds the reader that nostalgia is forceful. Mm. So that when we deal in nostalgia, we remember the best. So we remember great times. And he wants to put that in a perspective. And the perspective that he wants to put that in is the juxtaposition between good and evil. And to remind us that our history is imperfect, that there are dark times that have been overcome by goodness. And in order to get us to the light, so to speak, it takes us through a significant amount of darkness.
Well, there was the terrible dark time when there was a division between blue and gray, and I think that we now have I know, a division between blue and red. And so does he speak to the divisions in America and the possibilities of how to close those divides?
Well, he certainly offers a bit of advice on how to stay the course. And he wants to use the book to reassure the reader that as dark as things may seem today, they've been dark before, and that America has always rebounded. Sometimes it rebounded as a result of selecting a better leader. Sometimes the leader, who himself was imperfect, was influenced by other voices, protesters, for example. So he does recognize the division. He focuses a lot on the fear and the history of fear in this country. A strong characterization that he uses is Strom Thurmond, who himself delivered a very divisive speech when he became head of the Dixiecrats, when he moved away from the Democratic Party to form the Dixiecrats. And he made that very informative speech at the University of Virginia.
What is it that you most want the audience on for your book talk to get or take away from your talk?
What I'd like to do, to encourage the readers to do, is read it. Mm-hmm. If you're like me, a child of Jim Crow America, who grew up in the South as an African American young girl, the memories are very dark, very difficult. But if you stay with the book, you really do see where he offers reassurance and hope. And that's what I think the reader should do. If you find yourself in a place where you're saying, I don't want to read any more of this, keep going. Because
so it's a hopeful book.
It's intended to be a hopeful book.
Marilyn, thank you for giving us a preview of what promises to be a provocative talk. And for anyone who wants to hear the full 45-minute talk, it is on Monday, February 11th at noon at the USB Center for the Arts at 805 Carteret. If you want the full schedule, you can pick up a book card at the any of the Beaufort libraries that has the schedule of all the upcoming speakers, and you can also go to the website for the Friends of the Library, or you can email, and those are the email and the website are on the screen. Come early. Doors open at 11:30 for coffee, cookies, and conversation. Hope to see you there.